Let's just start with a quick question. I want you to really think about this for a second. How many times, just today, did you say yes when every single part of you was screaming no? Okay, let's paint a picture. You know this scene. It's been a long day. You are just completely drained. Your phone buzzes, and it's a friend who needs a hand with something. You are so tired, but what comes out of your mouth? Yeah, of course. Or, hey, how about this one? You're literally packing up your stuff, thinking about dinner, ready to head home, and your boss walks over with that classic line, "Hey, got a sec? Just one more thing." You know it means staying late, and what do you say? Yep, no problem. And then there's maybe the toughest one of all. Someone asks for a favor, and you just know it's going to cost you your peace of mind. It's going to add stress and anxiety and just drain whatever energy you have left. And still, you hear yourself saying yes. And let's be honest, you're not doing it because you want to. You're doing it because you're scared of what might happen if you say no. Okay, so let's just pause right there for a second and ask a really radical question. It's kind of the whole point of what we're talking about today. What if you just started saying no? So why is that so hard? To understand why no feels like such a huge, impossible word, we've got to look at what's actually happening inside our own heads. And here's the thing, it's not some kind of character flaw. It's literally about how our brains are wired. See, at our absolute core, humans are social creatures. It's just who we are. We're fundamentally wired to look for connection and, maybe even more importantly, to avoid rejection. It's not just a preference, it's a deep-seated survival instinct that's been baked into us for thousands and thousands of years. And this is where it gets really fascinating. Your brain literally processes the sting of social rejection in the exact same parts that process physical pain. Think about that. So when you're thinking about saying no and you imagine that person being disappointed, your nervous system doesn't just feel a little awkward. No, it goes into full-on panic mode. It sends out the same alarm bells as if you were facing like a real physical threat. So let's just put a pin in that because it's a huge point. That automatic yes that just flies out of your mouth, a lot of the time it's not coming from a place of genuine kindness. It's a defense mechanism. It's your brain totally freaked out, just trying to protect you from what it thinks is a very real, very painful threat of rejection. But here's the catch. All those fear-based yeses, they come with a price tag. And it's not a loud, obvious cost. It's this quiet, creeping thing that, over time, leads to a really profound betrayal of yourself. Think of it like this. Every single time you agree when you really want to say no, you're paying a little tax. You pay with a little bit of your energy, a little bit of your precious time, and maybe the biggest tax of all, a tiny piece of your own honesty. And yeah, each one on its own seems tiny, insignificant, but man, do they add up. And the crazy thing is, when you say yes all the time, you don't actually get the result you're hoping for. You don't become this super kind, beloved person. You just become invisible. You slowly start to disappear inside this version of yourself that is always on, always available, always agreeable, and just so tired. This really reframes the whole idea of burnout, doesn't it? We usually think it comes from the outside. Too much work, too many things to do. But the deeper truth? Burnout is so often an inside job. It's the exhaustion that comes from constantly, day after day, betraying your own needs, your own limits. There's this tricky little reward we get from always saying yes. We feel needed, and that can feel good for a minute. But we have to be super clear here. Being needed is not the same as being valued. Not even close. Being needed just makes you useful, and it's usually about making things convenient for other people. Being valued, that makes you respected. And real, true respect, that only shows up when you have boundaries. Okay, so how do we actually change this pattern? Well, it starts with a huge mental shift. We have to stop seeing no as this weapon we use to push people away and start seeing it for what it is, a tool for clarification. No is basically a filter. I know. The number one fear is that if you start saying no, you're going to push everyone away, right? That you'll damage relationships and end up all alone. But that is a total misconception. Here's what no actually does. It filters things. It's like a diagnostic tool for every relationship in your life. It perfectly separates the people who are in your life just because it's convenient for them from the people who are there because of genuine mutual care and respect. Think about it. Every single no is a lesson. It's a lesson for other people, for sure. It teaches them what your limits are, and it teaches them how to treat you with respect. But honestly, the more important lesson is for you. It teaches you how to honor yourself. It's like you're performing an act of self-respect in real time. All right, so the theory sounds good, right? But putting it into practice is a whole different ballgame. So let's actually walk through what that first, totally terrifying no feels like, and what happens on the other side of it. And hey, let's not sugarcoat this. The first time you actually say no, when every instinct is screaming to say yes, the fear feels so real. Your heart starts hammering in your chest. You might feel your chest get tight. Your mind just goes into overdrive, imagining every worst-case scenario. They'll be disappointed. There will be a fight. Maybe this is the end of the friendship. You know the drill.
So you do it. You say the word. You hold your breath, waiting for the sky to fall. And then, nothing. Seriously, nothing bad happens. The world does not collapse. The other person, 9 times out of 10, they just go, "Oh, okay," and move on. They actually survive your no.
And in that quiet moment after, something amazing happens inside of you. This tension, a tension you didn't even fully realize you were carrying around, it just releases. And for the first time in maybe a very long time, what you did is in perfect sync with how you feel. You feel aligned.
And that is the deeper truth we're getting at here. Saying no isn't really about rejecting other people. It's about clarity for yourself. It's about actively choosing to build a life that feels true to you, instead of just settling for a life that feels acceptable to everyone else.
So I want to leave you with a question to chew on. Take a real, honest moment and ask yourself, where in my life am I saying yes just because I'm trying to avoid that feeling of discomfort? Where am I telling myself I'm being kind when deep down I know it's actually just fear? Because what if this whole story we've been telling ourselves is completely backward? What if setting a boundary isn't the selfish thing to do? What if, just maybe, the kindest, the bravest, and the most loving thing you can possibly do for yourself and for the people who genuinely care about you is to just stop abandoning yourself?